Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44. I'll say name is Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of From Dust. Last episode, we've been going through this place, a new map which is filled with a lot of fire and the like. I'm trying to figure out how I am going to get over to this new area, and I need to keep this separate. Long as I can keep these separated, I will be fine. So, we need to get over to here. And that seems to be the way it wants me to go. This is going to take a lot of dirt, I think. All to go all the way across. I'm not going to evaporate. That'll cut off a certain path I have. So, I need to pick up all the dirt I can so that I can get across here. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Once I do this, I'll be able to pick up those fire plants and get rid of them from being a problem. Now, they do have a use. I will say that much. Like, yes, they're burning this area down over and over and over again. But it's also preventing the water from coming in and flooding. Alright, I'm almost there. Let me keep going. They're almost there. Just a little bit more. Okay, you should be able to get there now. Let me just add a little bit here. It's a very narrow path, but we can get there. I should probably keep those there, because if I don't, then it's going to rise up and flood. But, we can... Oh, shit. That was not supposed to get there. Okay, I managed to stop that from being a problem. And now we'll be able to get rid of the fire trees. And just dump them somewhere that they're not a problem. And now uproot and replant fire trees. I think we can put them all here and it won't be a problem. While they can be extremely dangerous, these trees can also help you control the current of a watercourse thanks to their ability to evaporate liquid. Yeah, I'm going to dump them all over here. So that these don't light us on fire. Okay. You guys are fine. You are going to go over here. And you are also going to go over here. Now I can connect this. That area will get filled up with sand. You are going to go away. You know what? Screw it. I'm getting rid of you guys. Let the foliage spread. There we go. We'll spread you up here, and now the foliage can spread. Actually, I think we can just put one over here. In fact, putting it up there, that does a great job. Okay, maybe a few more. There we go. That cuts off the water flow, and now we are getting everything we need. Spread the dirt over this way a little bit. There we go. Yes, this area is continually burning off, but actually, if I move those back over to there, that might work out a little. Nope, that's actually killing it. Never mind. Those do kind of need to stay there. I mean, I can kinda... Can't really separate it as much as I'd like. But we almost have it spread all the way. We're almost done. Just a little bit more and we'll be good. There we go. New memory of the tribe. Territories. We have wildfires. The ancients came to a ravaged island. The vegetation ceaselessly caught fire, and the rivers gouged ravines in the earth. The trees of fire occupied half of the island, and the trees of water the other, because their breaths were so incompatible. The men settled down near the trees of fire to learn their music, then near the trees of water. They attempted to calm their breaths, but the trees continued to fight. When the men gave up hope and left, the destruction began anew. Well, on the plus side, that's dealt with, so let's go ahead through the path. Uh-oh. There we go. Right. Keep those separated and we'll be fine. And now we can move on to the next region. Not a bad location. Just needs some managing to make sure your places don't completely burn to the ground. And while yes, I could move them, I still had a good spot to have it. Ooh, this already looks pretty. Waves. On this living earth, there grow trees of water and trees of fire. Why do they not fight each other this time? The ancients do not say. How can fire spread life? The ancients do not say. Amplify the breath. Oh, and we have more things here. The exploding tree reacts to heat by exploding. creating a crater. Oh, that's interesting. You have discovered a new power of the breath. The Amplify the Breath power increases the amount of matter the breath can absorb for a limited time. Activate it by pressing on 3. Okay. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. On a beach, an ancient discovered a music which had become trapped in a shell. In its efforts to escape, the music had coiled back on itself. When the ancient freed the music, it unfurled and was amplified. Thus, the power to amplify was born. Amplify increases the capacity of the breath for the tribe, so that the tribe can carry more earth, sea, or lava. Its effect is temporary. Okay. I want to go there and to there. So it looks like this is running back and forth. That's definitely unusual. Well, we don't seem to be having a problem aside from the fact it's a desert over here. And we are going to want to go over to there. Oh, Totem of Fertility. For vegetation to grow in the desert, it needs water. Totem of the Bird. Okay, wait a second. Totem of Fertility. So it's just pushing out its rear like that. That's interesting. Alright, you're about to get a new one of these. Alright, what do you have for us? More on vegetation. Let's see here. No, not the last. The Prickly. The earth created the islands on which the sea constantly nibbled until none remained. So life gave the earth the prickly. The plant covered the islands with a blanket insensitive to the assaults of the sea, but so barbed that all other forms of life would become its prisoners. The prickly grows on the naked earth, but does not encroach on the other plants. It does not grow on water or rock. The fire consumes it. It stops men and animals alike, except for the destroyer, who can charge right through the prickly. Got it. Building a village on this totem will allow you to move explosive trees, which I'm already working on. Okay. Okay, there's water over here. Need to get rid of that. Which I can. You can now move the explosive trees. You can now uproot an explosive tree, replant it on an impassable wall, and then add a tree of fire nearby to blow up the wall. Okay. Good to know. Looks like we'll need to do that in order to get through there. So, now that I've unlocked that, can we send some people to get that? Okay, that opens up a bit of that. I am going to need to get this. This is going to be a little tricky. Because you're going to need to move fast enough to get it. I mean, blowing this up is going to be relatively easy. Ooh, gellify the water. That should give us enough time to get over there. Okay, you managed to get it. You should be able to bring those back, and we have water over here. Don't worry, you guys will be okay. Now we're just gonna need to get the fourth totem, which will be a little bit of a pain. Once you get this... Yeah, getting this totem is gonna be a bit of a problem with how it's moving back and forth. Okay, that's probably able to get through now. We got all this water in here. I can absorb this. Yeah, I can put these to the side to try and absorb this water. Or at least some of it. Actually, yeah. Give me some time. Okay, water's coming in. They're going to be stopped by it. I can go ahead and... Okay, this is going to swap over, send the water to the other side. Okay, once they get over, I'll gellify. Or once it swaps over. Alright, gellify. That'll give us enough time to build that and get what we need. And once that's done, we just need to get this over so that we can get this taken care of. Please tell me you're gonna get there in time. Okay, we got plenty of time. It'll get there and it'll keep this alive. And there we go. We'll be fine now. Now the foliage will spread. Okay, geology. Alright. What do we have here in geology? We have the Earth. Upon its creation, the Earth compared itself to the rock and envied its hardiness. Earth was like soft flesh on solid bone, and the rivers gouged wrinkles into it constantly. Feeling useless, the Earth retreated, and all that its entrails contained was swallowed by the sea. The sources and the buried relics and everything that the Earth held up was carried away by the waves. Rivers, plants, creatures, and villages alike. Nothing remained but the bare and desolate rock. The earth was the first element that the breath of the tribe was able to manipulate. The plants and trees grew upon it. The water formed ravines. Fire cannot spread on the naked earth. Okay. And that is really spreading. Wow, of all routes for you to be taking. Large part of the territory. Alright. And now we just need to finish spreading this all over the place. Which is gonna take time. I mean, I can unleash more of this, this water. We are ready to move on, but let's finish spreading the foliage. Almost got enough. Excellent. New memory on territory, and I just okay, that almost is a bad thing. We're okay. Right, territory. We have waves. The ancients set foot on a strange land which rose and fell with a gentle tide. The presence of the trees of water and trees of fire frightened the ancients, who had already suffered from their clash. A man then noticed that a tree of fire and one of water had become intertwined. The fire of the first nourished the water of the second, from which vegetation grew. When the ancients understood that the two breaths would oppose each other or join forces depending on the circumstances, they pursued their journey. On this territory you can form a long serpent of jellied water to grow vegetation on. The vegetation will spread along the water until it begins to flow again, when the effect of the power wears off. Ah, so that's how that works. Alright. Well, this is overall working very nicely. And I can, of course, just make these even more spread even more water, which will spread even more trees and foliage and like, making this place very fertile indeed. However, I think we are ready to move on to the next area. Which I think we'll probably do in the next episode, because this one's gone on about long enough. Don't you think? So, next episode, we'll move on to the next region and see what we have next. Till then, I am Chestic44, also known as Fly. This has been a Let's Play of From Dust, and I shall see you all next time.